ask me. Ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. So I think it's weird to, I mean, I guess we could talk about our 4th of Julys, but it's like sometimes when we record these ahead, then you go back and you're like, so the election.
Can we address why my eyeballs look like this first for anyone watching video?
I can't tell. They look the same to me.
This isn't how they usually look.
You're behind glasses. Nobody looks at someone's eyes behind glasses.
I feel like if I move my glasses, I look like a little mole person.
Well, what's happening? Okay, fine. Let's.
No, just
what's
because
wrong with your eyes?
No, I don't need eye because I just got off a red eye.
Oh, where were you?
LA, without you.
I know. Oh yeah, they put you downtown. What's left of it?
And then over on the west side for the last few days, but.
God, you go to the worst places. You're not even like West Side in a cool area. You're like, I was actually Culver City adjacent in a little pocket called the Best Buy parking lot.
No, I was in that hotel
on Jefferson.
That's a circle off the highway, the Hotel Angelino.
I know exactly. That hotel, they've redone it like a few times. Yeah. And they're like, it's modern living. It used to be a Holiday Inn. That was like their signature look. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they were going to make all the other Holiday Inns look like that, but then like they weren't allowed to put any advertising on the building. So Holiday Inn was like, F this, we don't want it anymore. So I was.
So for those of you who don't know what this is, imagine a soup can and all of the rooms are on the outside. So it's, a circular pattern. But the question is it hollow in the middle? And what are the rooms in the middle? And what are they looking at? And are they cheaper because you're just looking at another door? Or is it like a courtyard?
In the middle is elevator. I think they ask you, do you want mountain or street or not mountain? And that's basically
elevator.
Highway.
The middle. Please call the episode The Middle is Elevator.
The middle is elevator.
Because that should be significantly cheaper. I just think it's always sad as I buy a lot of hotel rooms.
Yeah.
And it's just like, do you want this partial mountain view? We're not going to tell you how you see it or how partial. And it's $100 more to see a sliver of nature, which we are going to obscure from you otherwise because we actually built this behind a Circuit City.
Yeah. The best part was the TV was broken. Like it was weird. You had to do something to fix it. Okay. And the reason that is incredible is one morning I was in the lobby and a woman's like complaining at the front desk. And I was like, oh, sorry to interrupt. Here's actually how you get it to work for now. And she fought with me about it.
The best part is that you got to talk to a woman.
No, that I got to do IT. I was right. And then the front desk thanked me every morning. Like, thank you. That helped because they were telling all the other guests to do what I said. I'm the IT for the hotel now.
I'm the IT. I wanted all the drama.
Yeah,
Can we
exactly.
put that in? That hot soundbite.
Yeah, Scott's soundboard. Okay, that was all. I just needed people to know that my eyes usually open all the way if they're watching video.
I mean, is this video changing anyone's life?
No.
You gotta have video. I feel so, I don't know. Let us know if this actually matters. Because I'm not putting on makeup for this. The idea of like throwing on concealer and mascara before I spend the whole day writing, it's just anti-feminist.
Yeah.
I stand by my remark that I'm pretty sure I made on this, that only idiots light fireworks. And when the news comes out, it's weird. Like I feel like bandwidth wise, there's like an order of priority for absorbing news and having empathy.
Yeah.
And so that is so horrific, that flood in Texas. And I can't even look at the images. I've heard of that camp. Like regardless of if I'm from there or not, or had heard of it, like it's just those flash floods are so insane. That took up so much of my heart, obviously. But then when you hear like, a local man lost his hand lighting fireworks. I'm like, don't care. Click through. Could not care less. Like, it's just funny, like the things that we quote unquote hold space for. And like the things that bring you to your knees. And then it's just like you hear about like a random person dying from something that they could have avoided. You're like, okay, maybe you deserved it. I don't know.
I just don't. Who likes it?
Talking about fireworks, not the flood.
Yes. Who likes it? It's. I don't like fireworks at all. I think they're dumb.
I mean, it can't be good for the birds
or the earth. It was so smoky in downtown LA.
Oh my God. I mean, that's in general from all the tear gas, and just I don't know. Like I get the bombs bursting in air, but I hate drones, but I'm all for like a drone fireworks show.
And that's exactly how I feel, is if you just want to look at something, why you need the sound?
You hate fireworks, Emily? Why? Do you hate Chinese immigrants and Chinese inventions? Is this an anti-Chinese? Like, what is that?
I think of fireworks as being set off by like a man in a wife beater, or as we call them now,
100%.
A-frame shirt.
Funny. Because we don't want to offend the wife beaters who wear them like in a casino parking lot.
Wife beaters, please keep listening.
Wife beaters unite. I very much want to do a whole episode where I embody the cancel culture comment section of people that look to find problems with everything you say because they're so bored at their remedial jobs. I want to do that so badly. Like I want to check every single thing you say. I want to come from like a very real place of someone who's offended by everything because I have no life or culture.
You haven't done this in a long time, but you used to do something I thought was very funny where you'd just be like,
Probably was.
You'd say something and be like, comedian, make like what the response to you specifically would be.
Jewish female comedian doesn't hold open door for BIPOC service worker.
Yeah.
Quote being, my hands were full with all the things I bought.
I was spending money in your economy.
It's so, every time I want to talk about all the horrible things that are going on and people being like disappeared from their lives, especially in a place like California where you always felt pretty safe. I remember that this podcast, which I have used as a place to vent, and I have used to make my opinions known. We have to return to our mission, which is to comment on the minutia to us and major issues to others. This is, and when I listen back, or even in my life, when someone brings up, like, okay, here's the drama. Christmas Eve, I'm like, I'm in. And I think about how that makes me feel.
Yeah.
And how cozy I get. So we're here to return to that mission and not browbeat anyone because, we have listeners, all different shades of white. And no, we have listeners that I look at I do this creepy thing where if you post, I shouldn't tell you guys this, it's not a big deal, your coffee, and it's like a label, like on our Patreon in Cozy Coffee Corner. If you post your coffee and it has a label from a coffee place, sometimes I look up where it is. And like one girl did one from like 5 Freedoms. And I was like, where's that? And it was in Pearl Harbor. Like it was in Hawaii. It was in Pearl Harbor. It was next to Pearl Harbor. It was the first thing that I saw.
In the harbor.
So I just always think it's cool. Like people are having their casual coffee and I like look back in the background. I'm like, oh, you're on a farm.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in the woods. Oh, you have cattle dogs. Like, yeah. I think I like knowing where people are from and what they're doing in a non-government way.
Yes, not in a surveillance way. Just to say, Cozy Coffee Corner is a free part of Patreon. If you sign up for the Ask Liza Patreon, there is a free tier where you could share coffees and make friends and not pay anyone $1.
I gotta tell you, Myrna is leaving us. She's our baby nurse. Say baby nurse. She's Ethan's nanny.
Because Ethan's old enough, or because she's got places
she just got
to be?
tired of me. No, Ethan's. She genuinely, like, if you think about it, if you're a baby nurse, like, yeah, you got to be up at night, and if you have a bad baby, whatever. But like, Myrna is just in the room with Ethan when the door's closed. Don't go in, and she's just like living her life with him, ordering so much stuff off Sephora, sending stuff to her family, just making bank, racking it up, living in someone's house, and just
Good.
we're definitely the poorest people she's ever worked for. And like she was going to go to the Hamptons after this and live with a family that like has a butler. And I'm like, I would be eating so much lobster and like kind of caring for a child. And she's just, sometimes she like colors her hair different colors. I'm like, that's right. You're just like with a baby with like your own room and a bathroom. Like I'd be living like a teenage style life, just like messing with my look all the time. And I have to tell you, I don't think I've told you this, but we have a lovely relationship and I love her so much. And we deeply respect this woman who has taught us so much about raising children. And I have to say this, she's Jamaican and I've learned so much about Jamaican food and culture and sayings. Me not care means obviously I don't care.
Yeah.
And get off my eyelash, I think, is another one where it's like, I don't want to worry about something, leave me alone. But I have to say this, we were on a plane, and stop me if I've already told you this. We were on a plane and she said, I go, where'd you put that bag? And she says, it's under the seat. And I went, under the seat. I was like, come on, Myrna. And she was like, okay. And then another time I asked her where some product was and she said it's under the sink. And I was like, under the sink.
She's like, you only got the one joke?
I was like, Myrna, how could we not? And she was like, okay, you cool. But that was comedically. And we had just watched Little Mermaid, like two worlds colliding in the most perfect way.
Yeah.
We're going to miss her. She's not gone yet, but I'm gearing up.
Yeah.
I'm gearing up. I'm going to miss her saying to my son, you Mr. Greedy Man.
You can keep saying that to him.
You Mr. Greedy Man.
That's so sweet.
She's the best. Everybody loves her. And so.
Is that why you had a second child? You're like, I got to get her back.
No, but I called her to tell her I was pregnant to like book her before I called my parents. I was like, what are you doing in February?
Yeah, you around?
So
don't go with a billionaire.
It's a weird thing to have someone who like lives with you for like almost a year, 2 years, not consecutively, and then like you're just never going to see them again.
You don't think you guys are going to hang out?
No, I don't like her.
She's got stuff going on.
She's got
other babies to raise. She's the only hope we have for the future, that she's out there with the babies.
You Mr. Greedy Man. All right.
All right. You want to help the people?
I also have to say, this is an advice podcast. Sometimes you guys write in stuff that I really do hope you're sharing with a psychiatric professional.
Yeah.
Because even as I answer this, I'm like, I don't know.
We'll do our best. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is also a place where you can find community on our Patreon. You can get, we promise you a hot take that's on your side coming from the highest light. We haven't said that in a while, but I only know so much, which is a lot more than most, but also not that much sometimes.
This is like talking to your friend and they don't have a therapist degree, but they're going to give you an opinion.
Yeah. So kick it.
Oh, a tepid kick it. I liked this email headline. Is this tacky? Immediately, I want to know.
Oof. Let's get into it. Hold on. Let me brew some cocoa.
You and your cocoa. You don't even drink cocoa in real life. Yeah.
It's just like the juicier the intro, the more I'm like, it's snowing outside. There's a fire. It's Christmas. Let's get cozy and hear about your shitty sister-in-law.
Faking that you drink cocoa. Okay. Hi, Iliza. I'm like, is this tacky? I know people will be up in arms. Well, okay, hold on. My friends have an extremely bougie baby registry, but sent text message invites to the shower. Okay, I know people will be up in arms over judging another mom, but I want Eliza's take on the decorum of this.
I think people love judging other moms. It happened to me this morning. I think a lot of moms judged me when I was dropping off my daughter, and I was like, this is what it is. They were actually very nice. She was losing her mind. Okay, we'll get into that later.
Oh boy, okay. I have friends, a lesbian couple, who are expecting a baby later this year. One of them is extremely bougie and has a shopping problem, and the other is very frugal. The registry has a lot of expensive and, in my opinion, unnecessary stuff on it. Think $120 for a side table lamp, $100 stroller caddy, that $300 sock that tells you your baby's every stat.
Is the baby ill?
I guess this. No, I think that you can just put a sock on it and find out.
Well, we can get into that.
Also, they have a childcare fund asking for Venmo, cash, or check donations.
That's all you should be gathering.
Right.
Is that.
Recently, I was with another friend and she asked if I was going to the shower. I told her I hadn't received an invite. She told me it came through text. I scrolled back through my phone and found it. I must have totally missed it because it looked like spam. Like this extra shade that they're throwing.
Yeah, well, people having babies are annoying.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying.
I know there's been a lot of similar just discourse on TikTok lately about the wedding industry saying if your wedding is black tie, you owe guests a black tie experience. I feel this is similar because they are asking for bougie gifts, but can't be bothered to send a proper invite. It's giving, I'm going to save my money, but it's okay for you to spend yours. I think I've just had it with registry culture in general. It feels like a chance to milk your friends and family for all they're worth. For what it's worth, I had a baby last year. We were so careful not to ball out on the registry because we felt bad asking for anything we didn't truly need or wouldn't buy ourselves. Now, I, Emily, think that's key, what you would buy yourself. Before you ask, they live in the heart of a major city in a nearly $1 million home and are doing fine. I know people can do whatever they want, but Iliza is one of the few who takes a stance on manners anymore. And I'm so curious if y'all agree this is bad manners. Anon, please. They don't, if your lesbian friend listens, they know this is them, but okay.
Your lesbian friend better be listening. That's the core of our fan base. I heard of y'all. I'm wondering if you live in like in Atlanta or something where perhaps decorum is a little bit more celebrated than in the godless, sprawling metropolis that is Los Angeles. Our wedding was beautiful and very expensive, and I did not send a paper invite simply because I think it's wasteful. We made a video. It was all online. More and more people are doing things completely online because it's a thing of the past, sending a paper invite. It's a novelty at this point. So I don't have an issue with that. And for what it's worth, when you do, and I don't know how their link was sent, if it was like Partiful, that's free. But like there are evites and paperless posts that you do pay for. You know, you can pay for the little animation of the envelope opening, reminding you of papers. So there are ways to do it. So I don't know how they did that. But let's say this was just a text.
Text that looked like a spam text.
I get that. And that probably was free. That bothers me less. I think it's on you to decide what you want to send them. Just because they register for it, and it is a chance to milk your friends, and it is a chance, your registry is your chance to put your aspirations into some sort of monetary form. When we get married, I do think there is a little bit of like annoyance reserved when people have babies. When you get married, you know, we also roll our eyes at like, you wanted a $200 spatula because you're fantasizing about the life that could be. Now, some people are more practical than others. I don't fault people for registering for these things because you're about to give birth to something that is the most important thing in the world. And consider the significant amount of brainwashing efforts by corporations that go into brainwashing when women have babies. The whole point is to convince you that you need all of this stuff. And some of us kind of rise above it, but we all sort of succumb to it in one way or another. And the truth is, you actually do not know what you will need until you're in there.
Yeah.
I understand not getting a cashmere baby Bjorn because that thing's going to get dirty or whatever. I understand scoffing at certain things, but the amount of baby things that we were given, like friends just gave us, that I never touched because I didn't have that type of baby. She didn't need this medical thing, or he didn't need that type of, I don't know, bouncer, bassinet, whatever. You don't know. And then even once you have the baby, you might discover, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, they won't sleep that way. You just don't know.
They lost their $300 sock.
The sock thing, here's what I will say about that. And moms, you can get mad at all you want. When I was having Ethan, I, went to, shout out to Baby List, by the way, this incredible company that has everything you could ever want for your baby, high end, low end. And I got to go to the showroom and look around, and I was picking out like a crib, and they have cribs that have all of that monitoring stuff built in. And then, so you start thinking like, oh, I should have that. What about SIDS, right? What about sudden infant death? What about all these things that could happen? You're going to drive yourself crazy. If you are monitoring your baby, if your baby is healthy and you're monitoring all of their stats and their heartbeat and stuff, it's going to make you nuts.
That's too much information.
Oh, what happened? My point is, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So don't do that. Your baby's fine. They're meant to be fine. I think that's weird unless there's like a medical need for it. Or maybe you're sick and you're paranoid about that, but you don't need to monitor your baby's levels if it's other baby. Anyways, back to your friend. You also, to be fair, like, you don't know their financial situation. They might live in that house and they don't own it, or they have a crazy mortgage rate. But let's say they are doing fine. Okay. So they like nice things and they're being a little bit annoying about it. You can just set your budget. You're like, it's $50. Here's to your fund. Like, you don't, what's the issue here? What's the real issue here? The issue is you didn't do this when you had your baby, and you don't like that she's doing this. I'm going to tell you right now, strap in and strap on, because that is such a huge part of parenting. Like, I didn't do this, and why do they get to do it? And so you're just bothered that they're asking for tacky things.
Yeah.
And you would never.
Yeah. You would never, but they
would
can,
never.
and you don't have to buy it for them.
Parenthood is endlessly finding out and being appalled at the way other people parent their kids.
Fair.
And saying nothing. And all you can do, and we say this to Sierra, she'll be like, that little boy has whatever. And we'll be like, well, we're not in charge of him, are we? Don't be a narc. But it is deliciously, it is so easy. It's almost impossible not to be annoyed at other parent and pre-parent choices. But again,
And registries of anyone.
you don't know what you're going to need until you get in there. And so it's like, you started to get into this like scarcity mindset. You're like, I need to collect all these things. I need to say yes to every single toy, every single donation. And then you get in there and you're like, oh, this baby, she didn't need like little Einstein mind development games at 1 month old. I guess, whoops, forgot to do that. Right? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
And you're talking about a black tie experience. You know, the invite thing, I think it's dated. Like, who cares how you get there? It's once you get there. You're asking people to do black tie. Is it a big deal? If you put on a tuxedo, is it a big deal? If none of these things are a big deal.
I better not be asked to put on a tuxedo and then be given not good food.
I mean, then you get to shit talk on it forever. And that is the greatest gift of all.
When I was downtown at the Moxie, that thing is attached level 8 where they have all those restaurants, but they all require business casual. And I was like, I'm not putting
Really?
on- yeah.
In every level of level 8?
Yeah. Every restaurant is business casual. So for dinner, I was like, whatever. We just went to a bar.
I think that's LA's way of being like, please don't come in a Lakers jersey.
I just was like, I have jeans and a t-shirt on,
Okay.
but I'm not dealing with this.
The idea that you have a corporate expense account and you are not eating at like Bestia or somewhere better, and you guys are gathering at like a Margaritaville, especially downtown where there
Went
are
to
incredible
Tom's
restaurants.
Watch bar by the LA
hate your
Live.
choices.
I couldn't go in
LA
level
Live.
8. What, I was going to go get a collared shirt to go eat a dinner?
We'll talk about this later. Level 8 is
Okay.
a massive structure with like a lot of bars and restaurants anyways. It's not really for you.
Gross. Okay.
Okay.
My sister is dating a murderer. Help.
I would like to know from people what's the tackiest thing, or as you say, bougiest thing that someone is registered for. I draw the line at expensive things that we know your child will ruin, like a cashmere baby Bjorn or something.
Cashmere diaper.
Cashmere diaper,
Okay.
which I thought was a joke, right? No one was really doing. What was that from?
I
It was
just
some
said
celebrity that said it and they were joking. Okay, with like an emerald pin. Okay.
But didn't you hear what I said? My sister is dating a murderer. Help.
I'm sorry. I didn't. I
That's
thought you were talking
pretty
about your
good.
regular sister. And I was like,
No.
yeah, that tracks.
No, isn't that good? That's a good subject line.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hi, Eliza, Emily, and crew. I need advice on how to have a positive relationship with my little sister when these are the decisions she makes to date a murderer.
Oh my God.
Wait till you hear where they're from. For context, I'm 27, female, in North Alabama. My sister is 21 in South Alabama, going to college.
Well, that's a whole different world.
Yeah. In March 2024, our mom passed away unexpectedly. We have craziness in our family, so that's a long story. Our dad passed away December 16th, 2024, of a drug overdose, fentanyl and meth.
Oh my
So,
God.
we've had quite a bit of emotional things to get through the past year. Boy context. My sis met him on a dating app. He's 22 or 23 years old. She met him maybe 6 months after he'd gotten out of jail for murder in Texas that he got off on for self-defense.
Okay.
Okay. He was open and honest with her about this immediately. I found his arrest records from Texas, and prior to that, he had other violence and assault related charges. A few months into them dating, he started living with her in her apartment, mooching off her money and her car. He was cheating on her the entire time.
Oh my God.
Eventually, things escalated to where he will also physically abuse her, verbally abuse her, etc. In May this year, he got arrested from her apartment because it was the third time the police had been called for arguing. While there, they uncovered he had a weapon at her apartment, which was stolen and had an altered ID. So right now, he, already a felon, has felony charges pending, and he's still in jail and away from her.
Why are we not saying it's a gun? Like, no one thinks it's a flamethrower.
That would
An
be
alter
great.
ID, like identification number on the gun?
I assume.
Or like his right. Okay.
Side
He had a
note,
crowbar. Okay.
he
Sorry,
told
what was
her,
the last part after altered ID?
So has felony charges, more felony charges pending. He's still in jail and away from her. Side note, he has told her he's murdered others he hasn't been convicted for that was related to previous gang associations. My sister, even after all of that, takes his calls every single day from jail.
Yeah, she's afraid of him.
Every time her and I talk, we argue about the situation. No matter what I say or try to explain to her, reason with her, she won't let go. I don't know how to not stress on this and keep a positive relationship with her when all I can think about is how we grew up on chaos. We've been through so much already. How can she choose this? I mean, that's exactly why she chooses this, but any advice is so
How could
much.
she not?
Right. Any advice is appreciated. My sister's going to therapy as of recently, thank goodness. So I hope that helps her, but we only have each other now. And this has been driving a big wedge between us. Thank you. Love y'all. My sister and I were lucky enough to go to your show in Huntsville, Alabama a few years ago.
A while ago, yeah. There was a cookie place there that was so good. And if you guys can remember it, they had like all these different flavors. It was like in a cute little downtown. Other than that, I don't remember. First of all, let's talk about how hot this convict is. He has to be, and like
See
how
that,
good
like
that sex has to be.
One?
Oh,
Remember that guy?
Is it Jeremy Meeks?
Yes, I believe so. Where'd you pull that out of?
Because he's hot. I just remember that. I'm so sorry because she's all you have left and she is your parents' daughter. And kudos to you for knowing better. It is amazing how like two kids can grow up in the same way and one can understand better. And obviously you're older than her, so you're a little bit wiser. I think you're probably also at some point afraid of this guy. Like you're probably afraid he's going to be like, hey, don't touch my meal ticket. I don't think this is as easy as your sister just being like, I'm done talking to you, Todd. I'm out of here. Like she's probably a little afraid and there's a whole weird, abusive sexual relationship there with him and women that are addicted to drama. Is there a way you can like invite her to come up to Northern Alabama where the water's a little bit clearer and have her live with you, or just get her away from that? I think all you can do is always be clear with her. And I think it's always like, I'm always here for you. Let's get you out of the situation. Like just always be on that side. Women like that, this happens so much. And this is not to take away from like the mental manipulation that is involved in that kind of relationship. But it's just so hard as intelligent women to be like, how are you sticking around for this situation that keeps getting worse and worse around you? And you have to say to her, like, he has murdered people and he will most likely murder you. Mm-hmm. Like, it's one thing, self-defense, but then to have like all of this criminal activity, like I could get behind self-defense once, but to have a record and you're like, this is just such a mess. You have to just stand by your words. You have to always be like, I do not trust this man. I am afraid for you. Come up and visit me. We can get you out of this. Because I think when you're living in this, you're in this small part of Southern Alabama and this is probably your world. Like this is her chance to get away from him and just disappear. I would just stick to your guns, as I'm sure he's sticking to his. I would just stick to your guns and just keep reaffirming like you deserve better. We are all that the other one has. How can I help you to get away from this? Because he is going to hurt you. And she's not going to hear you. She's like, you just don't love our love.
Right. Because she is both used to this chaos and terrified of him and just clinging to whatever. But you just have to be there for her. I mean,
it's so crazy to me when people are like ensconced in something tumultuous. Like, I can't get out of this gang life. It's like literally move 10 miles down the street. You don't have to think about it anymore.
Chase you.
These guys just be gone. Like, he'll find someone else. He probably already has. And he cheated on her. Ask your sister, be like, don't you think you deserve better? And at the core of it, she doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's what's so sad.
Yeah. You're a good sister, though. You're trying.
Tell her to listen to this podcast.
I'm hoping the therapist helps her. Okay. Do you want a confession or an animal song?
Let's do a confession.
Okay. Because now the people.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, you don't think they're good? We've got good ones now.
Great. Maybe that's part of why I said it.
Confession. I am stealing from my company. First, I wanted to say I personally love confessions, especially the tiny, non-harmful ones. That brings me to my own tiny confession. There is a lot of construction at my job right now. I work in healthcare. Oh, no. Sorry. I work in healthcare as a licensed provider.
Ew. Emily, as you see.
We have to park in a gravel lot and walk through the back of the building. Walking through this lot, I often end up with gravel wedged in the crevices of my shoes.
Go on.
The company I work for doesn't give bonuses, extra pay for holidays, or raises. So,
Is it
this
Planned
is
Parenthood?
so funny.
Do you work at an abortion clinic? Because you're going in the back. I'm just wondering. Okay.
So rather than throwing these rocks back or in the trash, I pocket them and take them home to throw into my fire pit area. I would say no one knows I do this, but it's such a tiny act of rebellion, I doubt anyone would notice. The recent quasi confessions really inspired me to come clean, and I hope this made you laugh.
Is that stealing?
That is so funny. That
I always thought it
from
had to be a special kind of rock, but okay. I love that you have a
Dr.
fire pit.
Megan, Big Megan, Mega Meg.
Oh, Dr. Mega Meg. She's like, I
Dr.
only
Mega
do
Meg.
double D implants. It's
Dr.
me.
Dr. Mega Meg is pocketing tiny gravel and bringing it home with her. At her home, she takes her pocket she goes in her pocket and she puts them down in her fire pit and she goes, I've won today. Like the idea of that.
I think you take out a scalpel and you remove them surgically and you're like, this is what I was trained for. This is what we play for.
This one is mine. That just really, that
Well, that
really
makes me think it's
delights me.
nice gravel versus just gravel that was there. Like perhaps they brought it in. I do like that. I love the idea of one day that whole lot being gone because it's in your fire pit area.
Just one at a time.
Sure.
And
I want to know
then
what kind of doctor you are.
we have another short one that says confession, federal offense. And it is, but not in the way you think. Dear AIA crew, please keep me anonymous because I think this might be a federal offense. It is. When I was in high school, mid-90s, my friend and I hated this other girl in our neighborhood. She was the worst and a bully. Both the worst and a bully. Both those things. So one hot summer, Saturday night, we went to the grocery store, got smoked fish with the head still on and a huge bottle of ketchup. In the dark of night, we threw the fish and squirted half the bottle of ketchup into her mailbox. The next day, it was well over 100 degrees out, so the fish and ketchup sat in the mailbox all Sunday and into the next day. Hope this confession meets the ghoulishness you were looking for. Thank you. Eliza, this is what your listeners think of as ghoulish, and I love that for them.
Because it's when you said federal offense, I'm like, oh my God, who
It
did you
is a
rob?
federal
It's just-
offense,
I know,
but-
because it involves a mailbox.
Right.
But we all thought this was going to be like, you ripped up your tax form. You never paid your taxes on the secret house. I feel bad because it's just the parents that had to clean that fish out.
I mean, maybe
you
it
know,
makes them
don't raise a
realize
shitty kid.
They know that they're
No, literally no. No parent is going to be, as they're scrubbing out smoked
I should make
salmon,
my kid be
is gonna
less
like,
shitty.
yeah, why is my kid so shitty? I bet this is a direct reflection of me. All right, those were good. But
Those were good.
we're getting there. This is the level
getting
that we're
there.
talking about.
But keep submitting those and animal songs because we'll trade off.
Keep on, and yeah.
Okay, back to questions. Dear Eliza, Baby Arm, Hot Scotty, and crew, huge Eliza fan, longtime listener, first time asker.
Thank you.
I am a 39-year-old female married to my 45-year-old husband. We've been married for 16 years.
Okay.
About 6 years ago, we both felt things were really strained in our marriage and something needed to change. We got out all the Fix Your Marriage books, both went to individual therapy, did couple therapy. For 6 years, I have reached a place of feeling it's time to get divorced. Things have not gotten better. We've had no sex, no physical contact since starting to work on ourselves. My dilemma. I really want to have an amicable divorce since we have 2 kids and will need to co-parent. But my husband says he, quote, doesn't believe in divorce and refuses to have any conversation about divorce. He says that if I want to walk away from the marital vows I made before God, that's on me.
Who cares? God doesn't care.
No.
That's so silly. When you married him, was he this like God-fearing, obviously Christian,
Yeah.
like pious individual, or is he pulling this out now?
I would
just have
guess
to-
the latter.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to just keep living in this lonely loveless marriage so it's easier on the kids and our families, but I'm also tired of keeping this secret and having my daughter ask why mommy and daddy never kiss each other. Well, I'll tell your daughter to mind her business. Should I just rip off the Band-Aid and get divorced on my own without his support, or wait and see if he warms up to the idea in a few years? We are lower middle class and don't really have any assets to fight over except our house.
Go ahead.
I can't speak to the strain financially of getting divorced when it's not amicable. I'm sure it is very expensive, so maybe it's not the best choice, but you don't stay together for the kids. You two being miserable does not help the kids.
No.
The kids pick up on that.
But this isn't about the kids.
No.
this is about what can you bear? Because there is a version, I'm not advocating for this, I'm just saying there's a version where you can do all the things you need to do and live your life and maybe like, and you guys are just roommates. But it sounds like you want, like, what do you want? Do you want a sexual relationship? Are you so turned off by him that you could never have one? You could have an affair. I do know someone who was in a terrible marriage and she just took it upon herself and she had like a series of like lovely affairs and she never felt bad about it. And eventually they got a divorce and the guy never found out, you know? There are versions where like cheating on someone, it's like, you also took vows to take care of me. So him throwing this in that like you took a vow, even though the type of person who cites that usually cites it as a way to like make women's lives worse. It's never like you took a vow and I vowed to cherish you as my wife.
Yeah.
He just based on that seems like the kind of guy who will make this very painful and difficult, but it's going to be painful and difficult for both of you. I wonder if there is a version where you say to him, I would like a divorce and I would like to work toward that. And you keep bringing it up. Cause I don't know. It sounds like he's scared. He's embarrassed. He's nervous. But if you've gone through all of this therapy and everything and you're just not right for each other, it's kind of like if you're gonna be miserable, may as well be free and miserable. Yeah. Because this is going to manifest itself in other ways. If you do live together, you're going to start snapping, taking it out on the kids. You're going to be extra miserable.
Yeah.
May as well take steps toward the life you imagine for yourself. And I think it's also worth sitting down. Is it this guy? Like, do you actually love him deep down and there's a way around it? Do you want to be in a different marriage? Do you want to just be single? You know, we don't know what we get into. Even when we get married, you don't know how things are going to go, but you deserve happiness. Just because you are someone's mother does not mean you need to sign up for a life of misery. It sounds like you have a job. I think he doesn't want to lose his house and his comfort, and he doesn't really care if it's making you miserable, because otherwise you would be able to do an amicable separation.
He's going to drag this out and it's going to cost you money and that's going to affect your kids, but that has nothing to do with you, and he's going to be an asshole either way. So
you may
build
as
a new
well
life
get
for
something
yourself.
out of it at the end. Yeah. And start building that life now, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's you both sell the house, you have an apartment. Like, I know that sounds not ideal, but whatever hurts you is also going to hurt him. It's not like he's independently wealthy, but sit down and think about what is your perfect outcome. And if you cannot achieve it with him, what's the outcome without him that you want? What's the life you want?
You've given this a real attempt. You did individual therapy, couples. Like you've tried really hard.
We've had people write in like, I don't buy the thing where he's like, okay, I'm going to try now that you threatened me. Like, that's not, under duress is not when you should try to make a marriage better.
Yeah.
People get comfortable and that's okay. People don't have sex for a little bit and that's okay. But as a woman, if you're like, we don't have sex and this is important to me, girls got to eat.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to go ahead and get into Cobbs? Were you going to talk about your morning there, or did you? Because you were like, let's get into it later. Is there anything you want to address before Cobbs?
It was no. I don't know. I struggle with, like, as a mom, constantly having to hear about other people's kids, and I'm writing about it in my stand-up. Like, I don't care. And I think the thing that I dislike the most is that if I say something about my daughter because it just happened, like if I'm like, I'm so sorry I'm late. She was very upset.
Yeah.
About being dropped off at camp.
Yeah.
That I paid for. That you're going to, because I fucking paid for it. And it's your 4th day, so I don't know why you're crying. I don't then want to hear another mom be like, yeah, like Jackson is just like that, you know? And then last year, well, he's okay now, but he wasn't. I'm like, this doesn't help. Like, rarely do I get information back that I can use.
Yeah.
It's one thing if I'm like, Sierra will not swim, and then she doesn't like getting wet, and someone's like, you know what I did? I called this class. I did this teacher. It's just this weird thing where like moms hear a kid name and they're like, let me show you a picture of my kid. And she likes, well, she doesn't always eat her strawberries, but when she does eat that, you're just like, this is not an exchange of information. This is just, and I've seen it in conversations with parents just bouncing off of each other. I also have to say, I dropped her off at camp. I was like, I'll do it. I'll drop her off at camp. We're sitting, you're not allowed to go in. It's like a arts, like it's like an indoor thing, and it's only for a few days. And she's crying. And I'm like, okay, like mommy's got a podcast to do. I'm a loser. Like, I've got to leave you. And these other two moms dropped off their girls who were like a year older, which is huge. When your daughter's 3, and the difference between a 3 and a 4-year-old is huge. And these little girls were so cute, and they came over, and I was like, look at the little girls from yesterday. And these little girls were like, you can play with us. And my daughter, like, it was just, and the mom was leaving, and she goes, I went through that.
Yeah.
Like, I dealt with that last year. I had to sit in the parking lot. And there was this part of me that wanted to defend, even though the mom was being so nice. She was like, I've been there. But there was this part of me that wanted to explain to her, like, no, she's great at school. And I was just like, nobody fucking cares. This mom doesn't need to hear, oh, well, at her school, she's so great, you know, and
Get her full
she just
report.
needs a minute. Nobody cares. I just said, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we as moms want to make our kids better and defend them to the world when no one's even attacking them and give the whole lowdown. Nobody cares. And all it does is further reaffirm my stance of like, never share pictures of your kid unprompted. Nobody cares unless it's so brilliant and hilarious. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear about what she did that morning. Did she take a shit? Like, did she eat all of her waffle? Nobody cares. And this little girl was like, gave her a hug. And it was so sweet. And my daughter went, don't touch me, and moved away. And I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, that's so great. You set a boundary. But then I felt so bad for this girl who was being so open. And then I just walked away. And she was just standing at the door crying. And I was like, you won't remember this in an hour. See you in therapy in 15 years.
Yeah.
We'll go get a cookie after. But I just like, I so crave a real interaction with real information in general. And I talk about this in therapy.
Yeah.
But like, I don't do well with like surface interactions. And like, I never want to hear about your kid, especially if your kid's like an average kid, like, and they loved, well, they're really good at this and they love, I'm like, who would you say this to a man?
That's
not a safe space.
Yeah.
I've said that to my mom. My mom was visiting once and she was like, and make sure that when you wash your sheets and you always do them with the carpet. And I was like, talk to me like I'm the husband. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's okay if a husband pays someone to do stuff, but somehow if I do it, I still have to have this information. I'm good. No, I don't know how to get a stain out of my sweatshirt, and I never will. There's a stain on it now, and that's fine. Cobs.
Cobs.
It's a talk with a cob. You're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
Cobs. Okay. Bottom of the cob. Would you like to start with yours?
I want to start with the top because I have
You want
it
to start
ready
with
to
the
go.
top? Okay. Go for it.
My top is the other day, Tianfu dug a hole I'd never seen this dog dig before, like dirt through the back of her legs, deep in the dirt, black dirt. She's covered in it. But of course, like a cartoon, 2 seconds later, she was completely clean. But it was deep in her paws. So Noah was like, I got to wash her. He puts her in the sink in this like mud room we have. And I went in there and I was like, because you're supposed to wash your dog with baby shampoo if you don't have dog shampoo. Get that cat's out of your face. You were like, he used like a Mrs. Myers soap. And I should have looked at the one and I was like, you used like hand soap? He's like,
hand soap?
He's like, it's all we had. I'm like, whatever. She smells so incredible. And yes, it made her fur like a little weird and chunky, but I have been enjoying the scent of this dog. I'm going to go get it real quick.
You have a heart out.
I'm going to get it.
Oh my God.
I can't tell which one he used. It's either compassion flower, which I actually hate in general, or rainwater. I'm guessing it's the rainwater.
Yeah.
She smells incredible. It's not, you shouldn't do it, but we did it in a pinch. Her fur is weird and she smells, and it's amazing. And I'm loving it.
Oh boy. Well, fan top of the cob was so fascinating. When the urgent care doctor actually uses the slides of the sample you took from your arm to make a diagnosis and doesn't charge you to do it themselves.
Hey,
They did their own slides and were like, here, doc, I already took care of it.
And they trusted you. That's not scientific. That's not a controlled environment.
I know, but maybe they're just like...
I brought in my own blood. You could just use this blood. I promise it's not mine. It's mine and not pig blood.
My top is on my red eye. There was a very cute baby, and I was behind it in line to board the plane. And, you know, I'm with zone 6, so we're waiting for a while. Me and this baby were having a time.
Yeah.
We're making faces at each other. The baby's smiling. It was like a teeny one. It was a little tiny one where the man was holding it in like this when he had to get up on his seat. like little. And we were having a real time. I was like, oh, to get a baby to smile at you. You know, my top of the cob, Liza, it's the smile of a baby.
Yeah. A non-crying baby is great. It's so fun.
Cute.
I love playing with kids.
Bottom.
Okay, so we're making this movie. And it's weird because when I say making this movie, it sounds like I'm shooting on my iPhone. This is a, like we've got a couple $1 million. We've got a big star attached, including me. Like we're very excited. It's going. The bottom of the cob is a lot of it takes place at a skating rink. And I have a very specific skating rink in mind. And weirdly, there are so many skating rinks to choose from. And my bottom of the cob is having to choose between like one that has some of the look, but doesn't have the other thing. And the other one is perfectly dingy, but is it too dingy? And like the bottom of the cob is having to say no to actors, locations, and things that could be great, but a decision has to be made. So my bottom of the cob is making these choices. Yeah. Even though it's great.
I hate making
It's hard because you're like, can we shoot in both and just go broke?
Do two versions of the movie, one in each thing, and see how it goes.
My bottom of the cob is writing about a movie that takes place at a skating rink, but I never want to see like my love interest on skates. Like I never want to see a man roller skating.
Oh, I do.
Go watch Roll Bounce. All right.
Okay. Bottom, cooking videos not differentiating between shallots, onions, and vegetable onions. These all have different properties and taste different. Yeah. So go watch Noah's Taste Made. Is that his channel?
Tasted. My husband acquired the rights to a beloved old school internet channel called Tasted. And he started uploading his own content. He makes great videos with other chefs. He went to Hermosillo, Mexico to learn how to make proper carne asada from the experts. He puts a lot of love into this and he does a lot of food research about different things. And so that's all on the brand new Tasted channel on YouTube. So check it out. And if you see me on there, like the video we just did with Michael Voltaggio, he just posted where I'm pregnant. Here's a concept. It's from a long time ago.
There's not. You didn't say Myrna's leaving. I need to have another baby to keep her.
Immediately.
My bottom.
You.
I'm just getting through it. My bottom is the person on the plane. Two people on the plane near me had their phones all the volume up, no headphones.
Unacceptable. That's a federal offense. That's an FAA violation.
And a guy walked down the aisle shoeless to go to the bathroom. He used the bathroom shoeless.
No, that means he's just standing in urine.
Barefoot. Oh!
People are unhinged. Speaking of unhinged, talk about my tour. We edging ever closer. Edging. You can come see me in Eastern Europe, Zagreb, Croatia. Hook it up. All the other cities are just buying tickets en masse, and you guys are lagging. I don't know what it is. I always heard you were great. I don't know what your problem is. And we added shows in Dallas. We added shows in Seattle. I think we added a show in DC. I could be wrong. No, I don't think that's right. So get your tickets. Come see me, especially if you live in Dallas. I wanted to do it over 2 nights at the Majestic so I could see my parents, my dad, shout out to my dad, who now is the athletic director. Is that right? The head tennis pro in charge of all at Denton Country Club. My dad got a new job, which I think is incredible to get a chapter 3, in your 70s. And he is out there running drills with these women. He's in charge of all the tennis there. And they're moving to a small town in Texas, which is cool. So they're leaving the house that I didn't grow up in it, but I've always visited, and a lot of memories in that house. And now they're moving to a small town outside of Denton. So I'm excited to see that. Come see me. And that's the episode for today.
That's it. You got places to be.
It went pretty fast. I'll see you guys on the Patreon. Emily, let them know about the Patreon.
Go to Patreon. Look up Ask Iliza. We're there. There's free tier, lots of chit chat, lots of fun, lots of engagement. There's also special paid tier. You get special episode every Friday, extra video episode. Yeah. You also get first access to full video episodes.